most likely are not actually gonna wanna know what happened to my body throughout this last week when I tried this thing called the creatine loading phase, where basically you torture your body by completely and utterly overloading your body.
On creatine by taking 4 times the amount of what's recommended every single day for 5 to 7 days. And creatine is one of the most researched and effective sports supplements for putting on muscle, size, and strength.
In order for your creatine levels to be restored very, very quickly. And the reason that you're not going to want to know is because honestly, it's just TMI. But in case you are a little bit curious, I did document this last week and the corruption that it did to my body. And so I'm thinking that I may as well just show you anyway. But now I did warn you. And so I'm going to give you the entire truth about my weight increase, my relationship to food during this week, my toilet visits, and well, my bloats. Not only are my cells completely creatine deprived, but I also did just come back 2 days ago and I've been laying in bed with a flu for the last 8 hours. So it'll be fun to see what happens over the next 7 days of creatine loaded. Well, before we start, I should probably give you a little bit of context. I tried creatine for the first time this summer and I've been sharing the entire journey here on my YouTube channel. And I've really been loving the effects.
I gained 4 pounds of muscle in my booty in the last 5 months with no changes to my weight. At least this is what my DEXA scales have been saying.
And I've been taking it ever since. But when I went to Denmark for Christmas, after having completed my 30 YouTube videos in 30 days, I only brought enough creatine for me to last the duration of for what was planned for how long my trip was supposed to have been.
And well, I ended up having to stay a little longer because
it is currently -5 degrees Celsius and I was supposed to be in LA right now, but clearly I'm not. I lost my passport, so I am still in Denmark, and I thought, what better way to spend my time than ice cold swim in the Danish Ocean.
And so while I was swimming in the Danish Ocean, waiting for my new passport to arrive,
my creatine stores ended up being completely depleted. And now typically your creatine stores are going to be reloaded after 28 days, taking 5 grams of creatine per day, which is what I did the first time that I started taking creatine. But as the experimenter that I am, I thought it would be a great idea to try this creatine loading phase that I had heard so much negative feedback about.
During the loading phase, some people may experience side effects such as cramping, nausea, stomach pain, and even diarrhea.
So here we go.
For a typical 7-day creatine loading phase, you're supposed to get 20 grams of creatine a day. And the way that I'm gonna go about doing this is do 5 grams of creatine 4 times a day for the next 7 days. Either in the form of powder, this needs some taste because it does not taste good like this, or in the form of pills. So bad. 1 down, 27 more to go.
Now the first few days, not a lot happened. I didn't really work out on day 1. I don't remember the last time I did not work out in has it been 4 days at this point now? So we're gonna need all the extra creatine help that we can get so that I can get back to my strong muscles as fast as possible. And on day 2, I was still feeling weak, which it would be fun for me to blame that on me not having creatine in my body, but I think it was more likely because I'd been completely knocked out from a lot of sickness the previous few days. I feel like I can definitely see that my muscles aren't as popping as normal, but we're about to change that. And working out on day 2, I literally could only lift 1/3 of the weight as to what I was able to lift before I left for Denmark, so
I was the weakest I have been, so I need the creatine to hype me up. Also, I'm stretching in front of a grocery store, but it's because I want us to all remember that I know that I am still fit, I still have muscle and stuff, but compared to what I was before I left, right now I feel so flat. And the cool thing about that is that we're going to be able to see by the end of this challenge that them popped up in the air, popping. And for that we need some fuel, and so we just grabbed a little bit. Okay, but in here we got chicken, because we want the protein. We got crab, so we want delicious protein. We got a bunch of other good stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.
Day 3 was the last day
where my body wasn't dealing with some weird, crazy belly side effects,
which I do believe was due to other challenges that I started at the same time as this creatine challenge that I have been documenting and will be sharing over the next weeks and months to come of 2024. Because while I was in Denmark, I got really, really clear on what direction I want to take both my life, but also this YouTube channel in 2024. And I'm so crazy excited about sharing it with you. And I think that you and I are going to evolve like crazy throughout this year together. So if you want to join me on some crazy experiments this year, subscribe and let's do it together. Why do I even want to take creatine? It's funny because I actually found this footage from a little bit less than a year ago. I don't know if you can tell, but like my face was a little bit more volumized, as well as you can see that I had a little bit extra layer of fat. And the crazy part is that I weighed the same as I do today. And the reason that I weigh the same is because over the last year, I've been focusing on building muscle.
And because more muscles means burning more fat at rest, as well as the fact that on average, I've been eating maintenance calories, I've simultaneously been losing fat.
I didn't actually really start till June of last year when I made this fat loss and muscle gain experiment that I also documented for my channel, that I actually started to see these changes. And then the following month is when I started to take creatine. And now the reason that I wanted to start taking creatine is because I wanted for my focus to be building as much muscle as absolute possible.
I'm starving. It's day 3 and we're making cookies and cream donuts. But the kind that you can eat for breakfast because the ingredients is just so healthy. And also the other thing we're making, what is the other thing? Oh, what should we call it? If you're in a fitness journey, you have to try this. It's 45 grams of protein and it is going to blow your mind. Let's do it. 1/3 of a cup of blended oats / oat flour. 1 full scoop of Jim S'mores delicious protein. What? Am I saying it wrong?
Say it one more time. S'mores.
S'mores.
Yeah. S'mores.
S'mores.
Or any chocolate protein powder you like.
Moving on. 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. I love cocoa powder. 1 tablespoon unsweetened applesauce. A little bit of monk fruit.
Okay. Let's get it.
We are getting it.
I mean me, because I'm laughing.
3 tablespoons of egg white. Baking powder will make it fluffy.
Mix it all together.
And finally, 1 tablespoon of butter. And I'm using... I can't believe it's not butter because it's lighter butter. Quick melt. Final mix.
In your mini baking pan, add a little layer of Greek yogurt, mix with some sweetener of own choice, add your s'mores mix, and mix it for an aesthetic good looking look. Place it in the oven for 10 minutes at 385 degrees and enjoy.
So good. Rate the cake out of 10.
11. It's amazing.
You gotta try it. So today's cooking adventures were a mixed event, but we did it. About to go to the gym, get this creatine working. You should really try to make it though, because we need protein together with the creatine to build muscle. Isn't that right? Guys, I have not been doing pull-ups at all while I've been gone. And I had been making so much progress and now I'm like, no, I'm not scratching. It's just kind of a long break, but we're gonna get back to it today is the plan. But I cannot do as much as I did before, that is for sure. I'm so weak. What the heck? That shows that when you're not practicing intentionally for months, you lose progress. We're back to it. We're doing abs in between V-ups till failure, hanging leg raise till failure. Oh my God. I can't believe how weak I am. Oh my God.
But even though I'm feeling weak, I do feel like look-wise
That the creatine is starting to make my muscles
Get back to normal, or maybe because I'm eating again and working out again after laying in bed and being on an airplane. But it does feel heavy. Oh my goodness.
And also just a little reminder for anyone who's trying to build muscle or strength.
Okay, 45 is maybe a little bit naive. When I was in Denmark, the entire time I was there, I was only doing group classes and then a little bit of booty. But that was my priority. So I didn't do any pull-ups. I didn't do any like heavy training because the group classes I went to was more like lower weight, very little pause like I was talking about. It's more like the endurance type of training.
The thing is that when we're trying to build our muscle, it's not like the typical endurance where we want to keep our heart rate up all the time necessarily. We want to give our full ham and then we want to allow it to rest for a little bit so that we can give it a full ham again and rest. We're trying to get back to it. We'll see if these 45s was a good mistake and I thought maybe, but we will see. Oh my God, yeah. It's really heavy.
Which is important that whenever we're coming back after a break, to take it easy on ourselves. But also,
We're going for 8. Let's go.
we are typically capable of more than we think.
8. Yes. Oh my God. That felt so heavy though. Oh my goodness. But it's supposed to. That's the only way we grow. Feels so nice after having been sick and jet lagged. Feeling like you're back to your normal self. I'm not fully there, but we're getting there. Now we just gotta get my strength back to normal. But that's a good thing. If you've fallen off of track, taking a long ass Christmas break, it's like, it gives you that motivation to get back into it because you can set a goal and push towards it. It's always more fun when you like striving towards something. And right now I'm striving to get back to my normal self and after that to become stronger and better than ever this year. I may be weak,
I may be weak, but I was also sick for a little bit and off of creatine.
But look-wise, my muscles do look more full, don't they?
I don't know if the progress is mental or if the creatine does play a role in this. And my gut has been pretty good the entire time that I was in Denmark because of the food I've been eating. And my gut feels very good right now as well.
However, little did I know that was about to change. But before we get to that, phenomenal post-workout dinner was about to go down.
And today, it's Erewhon. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
And we went a little crazy.
Erewhon is so expensive. What the heck? But is their cauliflower worth it? Oh my god. This sushi looks fire. Oh my god.
On day 4 is when it started to go downhill. Even though I hadn't had as much appetite as usual due to less movement in general because my body was feeling so weak, my belly started to feel more and more uncomfortable and a lot of bloat mixed with some sudden rushes to the bathroom, if you know what I mean. And my weight did slowly start to increase, which is to expected when you start taking creatine.
But everything
It really only got worse on day 5, but before we get to that,
I noticed something weird because I would be bloated before going to the gym and then
It's as if because like the bloatingness is because of the creatine. I feel like once I start working out, it goes away from my stomach to like maybe the muscles that I'm working because I already feel like I'm less bloated than when I started the workout, which would make sense, wouldn't it? I typically follow this workout program. If you want to give it a try. I'm listening to The Greatest Showman right now. This is me. That song, I'm in love. What I was telling my mom when I was working out with her in Denmark is that like 2 people can do the exact same workout and get completely different results. And the difference is how focused are they during every single rep, every single set. Because it just makes the whole difference. Squeeze that freaking muscle. Focus. It's such a grocery store, salad, post-workout kind of week. And we've come to Gelson's once again. We got crab, chicken, edamame beans, a lot of good stuff. Some good water.
to wash down those creatine pills. And well,
what happens when you take it to such an extreme extent? Well, on day 5, I got to experience that extremely well. It's noon and I haven't eaten that much today, but I feel so bloated. Like uncomfy bloated. I haven't eaten anything that should have bloated me, so this creatine consumption, I think my stomach don't like it. It's too much. And by the end of the day, it felt like my belly was about to explode. And well, I spent the entire night running to and from the bathroom. I told you it was going to be TMI. I did not take creatine for the next 2 days. And I actually realized why it was that my body was reacting so drastically, because I was on a shoot a few days later, shooting with gym supplements. And the CEO explained to me what happens when you just take creatine without any food or leucine together with the creatine. Like our body literally cannot absorb creatine when it's just taken raw like that. It'll go down into your stomach and then it's just gonna sit in your gut till suddenly it's like, I wanna leave your body now. And then it just goes out at some interesting, funny times, which is literally what I had experienced.
Today was back day. I have not taken any creatine because my stomach is still feeling just, this is how I would describe it, slowly coming down. But tomorrow, I feel like we're gonna be there.
For my weight, I ended up gaining 1
kilogram / 2 pounds.
duration of those 6 days, which is very normal because when you take creatine, basically what it's doing is that it's holding water inside of your muscles, which is also why they say that when you start taking creatine, it looks like you're more full in your muscles. You're gonna look more muscular because of this water retention that is inside of your muscle. And now that it has been some days and over the bloat, now I'm starting to take it again and my bloat is down and I feel like my body is slowly starting to look like it did before I left for Denmark, where my creatine stores were fully loaded and I was in tip-top shape.
I really hope you never, ever do this to your body. Take it slow. 5 grams a day is all you need. Eat yourself some vegetables. I'll see you soon.
Next week's video is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait for this year, for these challenges that we're about to do together. Bye.